The app user experience typically goes from a list view to a detail view. The purpose of a detail view is to display the data for a single item of content. So once you've gone through a list view and you've chosen an item, you go directly to the detail view. Here, I have a detail view all ready to go. I'm creating an app block with a list of physicians. And what I want to do now is I want to add the physicians to the detail view. So when my app user goes to the list view and chooses one, all those details are here. When you first come into a detail view, the first thing you're going to notice is your background. If you're using a background image like I have here, that will be the first thing you see. But you do have the option to change your background image to a solid background color. Or if you want, you can adjust the opacity depending on what app block you're in and what kind of a background you're using. Next, I want to go to my toolbox, and under my content, I want to start dragging and dropping the content fields over. Under my content, I have text labels available for me and I have images. I want my doctor's full-size image, and so I can just drag and drop it on the canvas and adjust the size. Next, I want to go under my text fields from my content that was uploaded through a CSV file, and I want to drag and drop over my physician's name, my physician's title, and if you would like to bring over the department name, you can. Now, depending on how you want to design your detail view to look, you can go in and you can adjust all of the fields, either the same all the way down, or you can just kind of fancy them up a little bit, kind of like we did on the list view. So first I have my physician's name. I'm going to bold her name. I'm going to make the text size a little larger, and I'm going to center the alignment. I'm also going to adjust this field so it's a little bit closer so I can get these fields closer together. That way they don't look so far apart on the app. Next, I have my physician's title. So for the title, I'm going to make the writing a little smaller, and I'm going to give it a center alignment. And if I want to copy this, I can right-click the formatting for physician and hit copy the layout. Come to the one below, right-click, and paste that layout. This is a very effective way to go about designing your canvases, because then you can just copy and paste the formatting for each individual content item that you put on the canvas. Now you'll notice we're only designing one item from the canvas at a time. So one of the things you want to ensure is that you're making enough space for all of the content located within. Short text and long text fields, including like your phone numbers, your street addresses, and items of that sort, must have enough space within the dotted lines of the field. So if you have any of this cut off, that field itself on the device will also be cut off. The only item in data mapping that doesn't do that is a long text with HTML content. So when you drag and drop those items onto the canvas, they are going to automatically expand to the size of the phone when it's on the device. It doesn't do that in the platform, but it will on a device. So you want to ensure that you've got enough space for it. If you want to see how the other physicians look, just like on our list view, you're going to get the first 10 items available to you from your content, which in this case I use that CSV file. If you come to the right corner and go to display item and click on the arrows, you will have one view that includes all of the name of the content fields from your toolbox. But as you click through, you will see that your physicians are going to change. So you can kind of use this as a guideline to ensure that you've got your spacing correct. You can continue dragging and dropping items over. So if I have a phone number, I can put that on here. I can also paste that layout from earlier up in here. I also have a location address. If I want to drag and drop that over and paste the layout as well, I can do that here. I also have office hours. So office hours is a long text with HTML field. When I drag this field across, it's primarily long text with HTML because we have some formatting here. So I have some line breaks that are already incorporated, and I want to keep those line breaks here. I have some additional fields as well, such as memberships and certifications. These are also long text with HTML fields. They do have formatting included, so right here I've got some bullet points. An important thing to keep in mind is that just like on the list view, when I design one canvas for a detail view, the other canvases follow suit. So that means that if you drag and drop something from generic tools onto this canvas, it's going to copy over from the additional field. So if I grab a text label and drag it, drop it over here, and let's say instead of using this field, I decide that I want to use certification. So I'm going to click on this is a regular generic text field. I'm going to bold it. I'm going to keep the text size as it is. And under configuration, I'm going to type in certifications. And then I'm going to drag and drop the certifications field right below it, like so. Now this physician only has one field, but as I start clicking through, you will notice that other physicians might have more content below, but the one item that doesn't change here is the one that says certifications. So if I go back to this page where we just see our content names, you'll notice that this one says certifications, while the other ones have a content title from the CSV file. Once I've got my fields on the canvas and I'm happy with how it looks and how it's flowing, I can then look at my actions that are available. On the detail view, you have a lot of actions available depending on what is included in your app block. If you have an input view that is already part of the app block, you will have the option to edit and delete on the detail view. We don't have that here because we're just providing content. We do have the ability, if you have a date and time field, to have add to calendar and local alerts as well. Local alerts, that particular action shows up automatically in Android if they want to be able to make adjustments to their local alerts. On iOS, they would have to go into the settings app block to make any adjustments. But Android would actually see that icon up here automatically in the nav bar. For this particular detail view, I have the ability to bookmark a doctor or share the doctor. I'm going to bookmark my doctor. That way, if I'm going through physicians and I have one or two and I want to be able to access them easily from the bookmarks app block, I can. So that's a little bit about a detail view. And in the next lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about the empty list view.